live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Welcome to the program. Dish Network, Channel 219, Pluto TV, Channel 470, Samsung TV Plus, Channel 1175. You can also follow us on all the social... Oh, don't forget Distro TV, as well as the Roku channel. Follow us on all the socials. We'll jump on them. I know Kevin Downey Jr. is joining us tonight. He may not realize, but... Now we do live stuff in between when the commercials are running on the network. We're live on the socials, so you can communicate. You can talk to people.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. So make sure you follow us on all the socials. We're talking about Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Rumble, the Rumblers, Get Her. The Get Her chat is always the most active, and we're growing everything else. We're growing X, we're growing Twitter X, Facebook, YouTube. So make sure you jump in there as well. Like and share the show. The show, and of course, any and all comments are welcomed, especially if they're funny. So bring it on. We appreciate it. As I mentioned, Kevin Downey Jr. going to be joining us tonight. Well, he's not going to. He's already here. He's right here. I mean, I can't really hide him from you.
We've been joined.
Yes, exactly. Slick Rick will be here. He's running just a little bit late.
He's joining us.
He's got sport. Yes, Slick Rick is going to be joining his own show. He'll be doing sports in just a little bit. And we've got a ton of stuff to get through. Like a ton. Like I gave Fran way too much stuff. I apologized as soon as I walked in tonight. I was just like, hey, Fran, I'm sorry. I just had to say it because I knew I gave him way too much. But hopefully we get to a bunch of it. Hopefully it's relevant and you guys enjoy it as well. Like I said, Kevin Downey Jr. is here. He's a writer. He's a comic. He's a radio show host. Kevin, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks for having me again, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah,
It'll be good to see other Rick, too, when he gets there.
Yeah, he'll be here in just a little bit, like I mentioned. I'm sure he'll be wearing something dazzling that you can fawn over when he walks in.
I have run into him 2 or 3 times in the past week. He always it's always a different suit.
It really is.
And did I tell you, my fiance has his calendar.
Yes, and she posts every month on the first of the month, right?
First of the month, yep, and hashtag Slick Rick.
Hey, tell everybody, if they haven't seen you before, Kevin, where they can hear your show, where they can follow you online, if you've got any shows coming up that you're going to be traveling to.
Sure. Here's what you want to do. I would appreciate if you do this. You can go to pjmedia.com, click on authors, because I'm an author now. I was. Yeah. Well, they just made it sound fancy. I have not been. I didn't write a book or anything. They're just calling us authors. And the more you read, the more money I make for bourbon, and I'm running low. And you can listen to my anti-commie radio show every Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just go to, you can just go to KevinDowneyJr.show.com. There's a link there. That's the easiest thing to remember. Kevin Downey Jr. Show. Thank you. I probably have some comedy stuff coming up. I never remember that. We'll get to that part later on after I can look on a break and see what I got coming. But thank you, Rick. Thanks for letting me do a little plug there.
Really, I say this all the time, but you are the worst at doing your own plug. It's amazing. I've never seen it before. Usually comics, and from my background, I've worked with a ton of comics. Their plugs are the most important thing to them, right? Because it's about getting asses in seats for these comedy shows.
Yep, that's true. And I'm horrible at it. I should get one of those people who does that for you. What do you call those? The publicist.
Yes, a publicist.
I need
maybe
a publicist.
An agent.
I need a free publicist. If you're a free publicist, I would like to use and abuse your services, please.
Yes. So Kevin's going to be with us tonight. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff to go through. And I know you've been, of course, you have your own show you do every day. What are some of the things that have been jumping out at you? Because we've been covering there's a wide swath of things, and today in particular was a good day to be a conservative, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Today was great. You know what? I'm going to call this now. I think Hunter Biden's going to get suicided because I personally believe that right now they're defending the old man. I think this is about defending the Bamster there. Barack Obama, who knew his vice president was hoovering mad stacks, as the kids say, from enemies far and wide, China, Russia, and whatnot. I think because he's not going to jail. He's not going to jail. And his dad, did you see him at the parachute today?
Oh, my goodness, we have that.
President Fingerdiddle is not long for this world. And that's not a threat. Let me throw that out there. That's I've spent no time in medical school, but I have known someone quite well with dementia, and he's about done.
Right.
He's about to check out.
He really looks, it's really accelerated, I feel like. Either that or, and I've had, and this is for me, this is a theory I've had. I think the theory I started probably around November of last year, thinking, okay, they're going to start to back off his meds because they want to get him out.
Yes, they do.
We're of the mind here. I don't know if you've been exposed to what we think in terms of he will be replaced. He will not be running come November. He won't be on the ballot.
100% agree. There's no chance. There's no chance they can put him on the ballot. But who do you think they're going to put on? I fear it's Hillary.
See, and that's the thing. When you look down the list, and we were talking about this again last night, because Damon firmly believes he thinks John Solomon is on his side. He's not on his side. That Joe is going to be on the ballot. He's going to be the one that they're going to run. We've been saying it. Slick Rick is on board as well with the train. That there's no way he's going to be. And after you see what you see today, and I've got. Like he did a speech. He misfired in a speech, and it really is.
Are we going to watch?
Yeah, we're going to watch in just a moment. But also what he did, because they had some ceremonial stuff, right? They always do the ceremonial stuff. Oh, let's get the leaders together, and they're having some big. They're doing some big. What do you call it? They had parachutists come down, and they have the flags and everything, and. Even in a group, we make fun of the fact that Joe Biden can get lost by himself on a stage.
Yeah.
Right? Like you got two ways to go, this way or that way. And he never can figure it out.
This one, I can't wait to watch it. This is really bad because he wanders away and he waves and gives someone a thumbs up.
Right. That's not there.
Probably drops a crab cake in his pants right there. And it depends. Adult type. And it's just so bad. Like it's almost mean to make fun of him at this point.
You would think, but then again, I stop myself and be like, no, it's okay. We can make fun of him because he's kind of a D-bag.
Yeah.
So... Again, we make fun of him for getting lost on a stage. We always point it out. But now he's getting lost in a group of people. Like there's people like in between you and I, there's maybe 3 or 4 feet. There could be 5 people fit into that space. That's how many people he's with. You could see the group. And this mother still gets lost. He gets lost. He doesn't know what to do. It's amazing. It's cut number 1. Let's watch this because it's dumbfounding that somebody can get lost in a group. There he is. Now, a guy in a parachute just landed within 10 feet of him. But he's already turned his back.
Is there ice cream over here?
And he's walking off camera.
He's gone. Now watch, he's going to wave.
Now watch the other leaders.
Here's the thumbs
other
up.
leaders are backing up. They're trying to get close to him.
Yeah.
Then you got this one.
And you can see them acknowledge someone has to do something.
Yes.
Now here's Squinty-Eyed Joe. You better put these aviators on to look cool for the cameras.
Because he doesn't know what he's looking at. It's like, oh, that guy looks bright.
No Jill around to save him this time.
I don't know if he thinks maybe he's walking towards the light. He's got to put the shades on. I don't get it.
Did you see him dancing at the Juneteenth thing?
No, I saw him standing there stiffly while everybody else danced. But look at this. And there he got lost in a group. He started walking away. This is why, when you go to like amusement parks and carnivals and stuff, and you see, they're going to bring a class. The class is going to go. Yeah. We're going to go to Adventureland for or a great adventure. Everybody gets a partner, and you see the line of kids holding hands.
Yeah.
That's what they have to do to him at this point, even with that group, because this son of a gets lost.
Even pigeons flock together.
Yeah.
This guy, they're going to wander around from the group, go see what's over here in the grass, and maybe take a nap. It's that's our president, folks.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And here's the beginning part when they're all looking up at the sky to watch the skydivers. This is cut number, I want to say, cut number 5. Check this out as they're all looking up into the sky because this is where the big party's happening.
Now Princess Trudeau.
Yep. Joe is like, I'll be up there soon.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of skydivers, this is what they got.
Oh, that's great. That's priceless. President Trump did nothing wrong.
Now, I don't know if that truly happened. We can all hope. But no, that.
That did happen.
Right.
Nothing.
And Slick Rick has joined us. Slick, how are you?
I'm doing good tonight,
sir?
Rick. Great Kevin Downey. I love him. Yeah, I'm glad he's here tonight.
But we're talking about President Biden getting lost in a crowd because this happened today, the G7 summit. And now take a look at this because here he is, again, Joe Biden on the world stage with all these other leaders. We catch him talking to Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. Check this out. This is cut number 6. Watch what he does here. Now she's pointing out, don't get lost, go this way. Watch what he does. He salutes her. She's not wearing a uniform.
No.
She's not a general. She's not a colonel. She's not part of the military. He salutes her.
There's no way that man's on the ballot. Here's
No way.
Let me throw this at you, boys. Tell me what you think. We saw Zelensky in Ukraine say, well, there's a war going on. We can't really have an election. So I'm not sure we're going to have an election.
You know what? I brought that. That's been one of my theories that I bring up. They're going to realize it gets so bad. And I've got a great clip from James Carville, which probably will lead us to that point. I can't play it right now. That will probably go, yeah, you know what? This looks so bad. I don't think we can allow these people to vote because then we're going to get slaughtered. Here's another cut of Joe Biden. Of course, we're talking about him being over for the G7 summit. Here he is malfunctioning. This is cut number 11. Check this out.
It includes major commitments from Ukraine to impact to implement democratic, economic, and security reforms.
He sounds like that old thing. You remember that?
Sounds like I'm with FUD.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we did get a Fran special on this one. This is cut 12. Here's the proper ending for Joe Biden when he malfunctions.
It includes major commitments from Ukraine to impact to implement democratic, economic, and security reforms.
That's all,
I think I called that one.
I mean, at that point, they should probably end everything he does with that.
Yes, Looney Tunes for sure.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. So, yes, the worldwide embarrassment tour continues with Joe Biden. We'll come back. We've got Kevin Downey Jr., we've got Slick Rick, he's got sports, and we got you. Remember, join us in the chats, whether it be on YouTube, Twitter, X, Rumble, the Rumblers, the Getter chat, Facebook. I got to remember Facebook as well. So jump in there, say hello to your communities, and we'll join you as well. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. We're live in the chat. Come on now, live in the chat. Let me see. I got to get my chats up. See, that's the thing. I get so distracted. I don't get my chats up in time.
You?
Me? No.
The poster child for ADD?
Huh? What?
Right next to me?
What did I say?
Which chat is best?
You
know what?
They're all great.
I'll hit each of them then.
You can, Rumble. The Rumble chat's now very easy to do. They've made that very easy. So I'm in there right now. The Rumblers. Howdy, Rumblers. Rumbling, tumbling, blumbling.
So I'll do Facebook. So I just search.
Yeah, just search LFS6B. Click the one that says live. Rumbling, the Bones. All right. You know what? The Bones on the Rumble chat, that's what we call my dog.
Really?
We call him. It's one of his many nicknames. His name is Harrison Ford. He's a boxer. Harrison Ford, the boxer. You can find him on Facebook if you want. I think on Instagram, too. But he's got so many nicknames because he used to love his steak bones. So it'd be like, Bones, I got a bone. And all of a sudden, it just became Bones. It became, just like, hey, what's up, Bones? And he come running. So he knows his nicknames.
Bones.
Oh, wow.
No bones about it.
No bones about it.
Exactly.
Call him Harry. Call him Bobo.
Harry.
Bo.
Really?
Yeah. Harry. His name is Harrison.
Harrison. All right, that makes sense. I only know of one Harry. Harry on the highway.
Let's see.
There you go. Stanley Cup Finals. About to drop the puck. Here we go. Game 3.
Of course, we call him Bubba.
Edmonton's home. Edmonton wins tonight. Calling it.
You
now.
think?
Yeah.
Are they playing at home?
Yep. They're going to win tonight. This is not going to be like the NBA.
Right. Yeah, I feel like this has the potential to go 7.
They'll win tonight. I would almost lock it in that Edmonton Oilers.
Oh,
win
it's
the
a
Stanley
lock
Cup
in
tonight. Yeah,
Slick Rick is locking something in.
Stone Cold Steve Austin lock here. I think we have with Edmonton
Lock it
winning this
up.
game tonight. Sorry, Kevin, no Detroit tonight.
No, it's sad.
Sorry,
It's sad.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Steve Eisenman's retired now, unfortunately.
Is he really?
A long time.
Oh, I thought you meant from he was coaching somewhere.
Well, no, with the when he played for the team when they were an incredible organization.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's the Wi-Fi here?
The Wi-Fi. I always have a problem with the Wi-Fi.
It's Harry didn't pay the bill. No.
Let's see. S6BMG. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Thank you for joining the program. Slick Rick has got sports. We'll be doing that in just a few moments. Kevin Downey Jr. is here as well, sitting in. David Zier. David Zier is off until, Monday. So is Damon. They're both off until Monday. David Zier traveling down to. He's got a family wedding.
Yes, the son.
Yeah, his son is getting married.
Son's getting married.
There, Kevin. So they're pulling out all the stops, and they went to New Jersey.
Here comes the Zia.
Now, from what I understand,
Here comes the Zia.
From what I understand, it's a very, very, very nice setup.
Very nice venue.
Yeah, very nice venue.
I'm sure.
I'm sure we wish, and again, we wish him and his entire family congratulations and good luck with everything. I hope they have great weather because I know that it's down by the water too, right, Slick? You
Yes.
talked about being down by the water.
Yep,
all right,
absolutely.
Cool. All right, very good. So, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
I know you wanted to talk about some Dr. Fauci because I don't know. I guess you're not a fan of the Keebler elf.
I'm not a fan. Dr. Fauci, I'm a doctor. Yeah, so here's what's going on. We now know that Fauci tried to weaponize the monkeypox, and it didn't work. I mean, they tried to make that. I think that was their new pandemic thing. That one didn't work, but he tried to make that a thing. And I thought, okay, well, why would he make this pandemic that goes after primarily gay men?
Right.
Then I thought, well, wait a minute. Who was in charge during AIDS? Well, that would be one Dr. Fauci. Now, follow me here. That's 2 epidemics. And keep in mind, how we get COVID, someone ate a bat sandwich, they told us. It was a bat salad, and someone ate the bat. And how did they say we got the AIDS? Someone ate a monkey pie. Someone ate the monkey. So I'm seeing a pattern of bad excuses here. I'm seeing a pattern of bad excuses here. And then I thought, let's go down another creepy rabbit hole. Who hates gay guys and would want to kill them? Well, that would be the jihadi daddies over there in Iran. They're not big fans. They throw them off of buildings. And who are they friends with? Well, they're friends with the Chinese communists who are working together to enslave you and I, is what I think could be going on. And if I were a gay man, I would be very cranky at Fauci right now because this is the second pandemic in his lifetime targeting gay men. I think AIDS was invented. Now, I really do. I don't think you got it from eating a monkey. I think this was Fauci's first rodeo with inventing viruses or something. What do you guys think of that? Is that too far out there?
You know what's funny is that I've seen videos of people talking about Fauci in that respect, and how they some of them, one doctor, and I haven't seen the video in a bit, literally calling for Dr. Fauci to be arrested. He's like, this guy is a criminal for what he did during the AIDS pandemic. There should have never been, whatever they were doing. This guy was coming after him. Yeah.
And he's in an interview. He blamed it all on Reagan and the right wing. Reagan had to bow to the right wing and wouldn't let us fix AIDS. And no. Yeah. I don't buy that at all. There's no right wing pushing to eradicate gay. Well, okay, I'm sorry. It's Islam. That would be the people trying to eradicate gay guys. And so I'm going to dig into this. There's something here. I smell a stink badger in the perfume aisle, as I like to say. And that's the rabbit hole I went down today.
Yeah. And you know what's funny, too, is that it's funny that you mentioned that, because haven't you noticed... And Slick, see if you've noticed this too. All the people all of a sudden changing their tune on, all of a sudden the Chris Cuomo's is like, then you had what's his name, his brother have to testify behind closed doors, because now things are coming out. They made up the 6-foot rule.
Yep.
They never did testing on the vaccine. Yeah. It's amazing. It's
sending
like
grandma to the nursing home.
Right, exactly. The old people, which nobody has ever asked him that question. And I hope they did behind closed doors, and maybe there'll be an answer to it, as who came up with that policy of depositing all these elderly people with this virus back into these old age homes.
I have an answer. Let's go down another rabbit hole.
Okay.
Trump sent a Navy ship called the USS Comfort into New York Harbor to help with all the sick people.
Yes.
And they didn't use it.
Right.
They didn't use it at all. I'm telling you, I say Cuomo sent those people back into the nursing homes rather than give Trump the win. And then he went on TV and he became a little hero, talking with his brother. And he won it. I think he won an Emmy for his little TV spots.
I think so, yeah.
He writes a book on his leadership skills during COVID that, keep in mind, he massacred about maybe up to 15,000 elderly people. But I read some of the things he said, and they said between 6,500 and 9,000 dead people. And he goes, 6,500, 9,000, what's the difference? Well, it'd be a couple of thousand dead people who should be alive, you idiot.
Yeah, that's thousands of families affected by your idiotic policies. And it's amazing because there are only, I think, 4 or 5 other states that did the exact same thing. They did the exact same thing that he did.
Now,
which makes me think somebody wrote that and said, here, let's see who we can get to do it.
Right. 100%. They just found 8,000 more mysteriously vanished dead people that somehow didn't make the rolls in Michigan. Stretch and Gretchen Whitmer assassinated those people, too. Yeah. I'll tell you on the break why they call her Stretching. I can't do it here on TV.
I'll take your
we'll
word
look forward to that one.
Yeah, so they're finding more. You're right. It was Jersey, PA, Michigan, and New York. They were all on the same page. And he even said, he was in the testimony, he goes, well, a bunch of other states did it. Right. Yes, because you were all in cahoots. Yes. You jackpudding. Exactly. You mass murderer.
Now, speaking of people of changing their tune and all of a sudden wanting to rewrite history, Candace Owens went on with Piers Morgan as he, I guess, just before this confrontation we have, cut number 14, he, I guess, came out with a little mea culpa, like, it wasn't me, and I didn't mean it, with his little British accent. Here, check it out for yourself. Here's cut number 14.
Do not take my one clarification about the ability of a vaccine to prevent transmission as being some great mea culpa that I think...
That's a huge mea culpa, Piers. That's a huge mea culpa. That's a huge mea culpa. Because that means that you let people to go out and to get an experimental vaccine in their arm and encourage them not to listen to independent voices that were saying, hold on. That's a huge mea culpa. People died from the vaccine. So you're talking about people that died from not getting it. There have been scores of people who died from the vaccine. There have been scores of people like my grandfather who got the vaccine and then were dead within 1 year because it led to their dementia suddenly spreading or advancing rather in a way. Stop. I let you speak
do not
about your
know that was down to the vaccine, do you?
Okay. First and foremost, they have admitted so much. They lied about the 6 feet social distancing that just came out 2 weeks ago, and you were on the side of all of these people. So don't pretend that that's a small mea culpa. People died from blood clots pertaining to the vaccines that you were telling them to rush out and get, okay?
People died
had they have waited and perhaps listened to independent voices who understood that there was some government... No, I let you talk about your mea culpa. Had they have paused and listened to independent voices who have, I think, probably a greater strength when it comes up to standing up to government initiatives, because we recognize that the government is not our friend, and we recognize that the government is not trying to save our lives. Maybe those people would be alive. Maybe my friends who had miscarriages and my friends who were saying that it was impacting their menstruation until the government was ready to admit that 7 months later. If you had listened to people that were telling you their own experiences, someone I know that went completely blind in one eye because of some weird ocular clots. So don't pretend that's a small thing. I just want to say, I'm happy to accept that you've changed your mind.
Let me respond.
But don't pretend it's a small thing. People died from the vaccine.
Let me respond.
And by the way, I want to be clear for people watching this. He's saying still get it. I'm saying still don't. Just so you can hear a different opinion. Do not allow the government to put that in your arm.
Okay.
God's system works. The government is not fixing you in any regard.
And do you feel the same way about the flu shot?
Yes.
Perfect answer to finish on.
Yes.
Because it's the same thing with the flu shot.
Yep.
They give you the flu shot and people come down with the flu. It's as simple as that. Oh, well, you know.
That's amazing. It does happen.
We're just giving you a little bit of it so your body can adjust. No. It's not the way that works.
No
it's
flu
not the
shot.
Way any of this works.
When a doctor says, "When your flu shot?" I go, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
By April of 2022, more people were dying of and or with COVID who were vaccinated than unvaccinated.
Yes.
I remember that.
And it continued through that summer into August. And I don't know what it is now. Suddenly they don't talk about it.
Right. But I'm proudly unvaccinated.
Me too.
I love
As
being,
am I.
Me too.
We love being the scourge.
This is an unvaxxed crew.
Yes.
tonight.
Exactly.
Unvaccinated.
I got the card to disprove it.
and completely non-suicidal, in case anyone from the CIA is watching.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we skated under that, Pat.
All right, we'll be
Thank
back.
God for media passes.
Stay there. All right, we're live in the chat.
Come on, Eddie.
Oh, the hockey game has started. 2 minutes in. 0-0 Florida versus Edmonton. Well, yeah, you hate Edmonton because they beat your Islanders and ended their streak of 4. Yep.
Rick, I sent you some emails.
Excuse me?
I sent you some emails
Okay.
for the second hour.
You mean like reads and stuff? And interview
Yeah, well,
stuff?
we cobbled together through texting back and forth.
Gotcha. Robert Charles.
It's fun to do that while I'm doing the show and not before.
When you have time to do it.
So where do I want to go on Facebook? Videos?
Go to Facebook, go to Live from Studio 6B, and then click on the live.
Oh, I see. Okay. You know what? It's not going. Oh, I'm on upstairs as, what do you call it?
Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Hey, where is the Wi-Fi password? Is that in the kitchen?
Okay, thank you. And which one is it? Is the 72D?
No, it's S6BMG.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Now everybody has our Wi-Fi, so when you come and visit us, you can get online.
Yeah.
You can always look at the door when you walk past it. And
That's
find
true.
Out as well.
First Hawk, Feathers 54, Pure Blood. Concerned citizens, Pure Bloods unite. Yeah, I guess we're like we're the control group now.
Yes.
Right? In this worldwide experiment.
Yep.
Over on the YouTubes. If you are watching on the YouTubes, we welcome you. I will now look for us on the X. I love to say I'm on the X. Live from Studio 6B on the X. There we are. Now I will say hello to the Twixers. Howdy.
I was with Angie Carpenter on the phone there as I was coming over here.
I have no idea who that is.
I love her.
She says, I said, Angie, you look like Mother Teresa announcing JetBlue. Because I know it was like the biggest thing I ever did. I said, yeah, well, JetBlue to MacArthur Airport's only 20 years past due, but she was very
Brooke,
happy.
at least I'm here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love Angie, too.
Micah Trumpington.
She's a rock star.
On the X.
Yeah.
Everybody. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Farmer Brooke pointing out our Friday night ritual. He just used it in the in the X chat. I love being on the X. Says here, the password, Kevin, is on the Friday night pizza box. Because every Friday night we get pizza.
That's right.
It's Pizza Friday.
Bacon pizza.
Yes.
Yeah, skip the pepperoni. Just go full bacon.
Just go full bacon this week? Yeah. All right. We'll do that. As I mentioned, Kevin Downey Jr. is here. He's adding to our dysfunction, so we appreciate that. In the meantime, though, we do have sports with Slick Rick. Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. You'll automatically get the Trump shirt unless you want the Biden shirt. Am I correct, Aaron? Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. So if you know how to do it, or if you've done it before, or you've been waiting to do it, now would be a good time. Once you make that purchase using our code, send us a copy of the receipt that proves that you used the code, and of course we'll send you the T-shirt free of charge. There you go. June receipts only. I guess it's going to change in July, so we'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, let's kick it over to Slick Rick and see what he's got with sports. Slick, what do you got?
All right, we'll start with the scoreboard, of course. What do we got tonight? In action, Stanley Cup Finals. This is for the big Stanley Cup, Lord Stanley title, and it's Game 3 in Edmonton. Florida took that long plane ride, as did Edmonton, back from Florida. Longest distance between two Stanley Cup competitors in NHL history. Right now, the no score, 15 and a half to go in the first period. I'm calling Edmonton to win it tonight in front of a raucous Rogers Arena crowd. I think they need this game. Ultimately, I would like to see Florida win. I have no great love for Edmonton. You're right, Rick. They did ruin my life years ago when they beat the Islanders way back in 1984 when I was a much younger man and knocked them out of Cup. They were the fifth Stanley Cup. But again, no angst. It's been a long time. I let that go. But Florida looking to take a commanding 3-0 lead. Should they win tonight, I think this series will pretty much be a fait accompli. But I would like to see Edmonton win tonight and make it a 6-7 game series. Nothing like a overtime 6-7 game Stanley Cup Finals. And I know Kevin, he's a big Detroit Red Wings fan from back in the day there, and they had some great battles as well. They had some great teams. I mean, he doesn't remember Gordie Howe. It's a little before his time.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, come on now. He's more of a Steve Yzerman kid. And Osgood, the goaltender, he was phenomenal too. Remember him back in the day.
I used to watch Gordie Howe on my grandparents' little black and white TV in the kitchen. Grandma was watching Mannix.
Well, he must have been playing with the WHA and his brothers on the Houston Aeros, because that was about the 70s. Because Kevin, you're way too young to remember that, but you might remember the highlights. But good stuff there. So NHL Stanley Cup Finals, Game 3. I'll tell you, there's nothing better than playoff hockey. I'm very prejudiced towards that and very biased. Last night, of course, the Celtics took a commanding 3-0 lead. That series, as Charles Barkley says, is pretty much done. He's calling for a wrap tomorrow night, but what the hell does Charles Barkley know, right? But bottom line is that series is all on. 154-0 is the team that goes into an NBA Finals with a lead like that. So a 3-0 lead in any series, and not even just the Finals, but NBA playoff history. 3-0 leads are 154-0. So I don't see Dallas bouncing back. They had a good chance last night, but Celtics closed it out, of course. Tatum and Brown, they had a great night, and so we'll keep an eye on that. U.S. Open round 1 in progress. We have the Pinehurst #2 in Pinehurst, North Carolina. $21.5 million purse. What's big money, boys? And Patrick Cantlay shot a 5 under today. And the guy who's decided not to get a divorce, Mr. Reconciliation himself, Rory McIlroy, also shot a 5 under. So he's right there at #1. So I guess that married life is treating him well. So we'll see who wins that. Obviously, obviously, this is only day one, round one, and Monday night we'll have a full breakup. But we'll give you an update tomorrow night as well. Major League Baseball, we'll have to get to our baseball scores at the Diamond. Cubs 2-0 over the Rays, bottom of the 7th. Top of the 6th, we have the Mets over the Marlins, 1-0 out there in Queens, out in Citi Field. I call it something else that rhymes with it, but Citi Field is good. Red Sox 4-3 over the Phillies, bottom of the 4th. And we have bottom of the 3rd, Twins and A's in Minnesota. I'll be there next week, tied at 2. We have the Braves earlier today over the Orioles 6-3. Tigers topped the Nationals 7-2. Royals, well, they beat the Yankees, Rick. Yankees got to lose once in a while, right? 4-3.
Oh.
Yeah, the lowly Kansas City Royals beat the highly touted New York Yankees. And the Cardinals over the Patriots 4-3. Angels and Diamondbacks, that's a 9:40 first pitch. 9:40 first pitch as well out in Seattle where the Mariners are hosting the White Sox. And the Dodgers, what is that? Out in L.A., baby. Dodgers and Rangers, that's a 10:10 first pitch. Time for a quick story. Yes, I think I got a time for a quick
Plenty
story.
of time.
I think our audience is going to like this one. Good old Riley Gaines urges NCAA to strip Leah Thomas of titles after World Aquatics ruling. We talked about this last night. I've reported on the show. Warner, Todd Houston, and Breitbart. Following up here is Leah Thomas. Women's sports activist Riley Gaines calls for the NCAA to strip transgender swimmer Leah Thomas of his titles in the wake of his failure to get international swimming to let him apply for the U.S. Women's Olympics swimming team. And thank God for that, right? Yeah. On Wednesday, Thomas lost his case against World Aquatics, the international group that governs swimming competitions. Thomas hoped to force World Aquatics to repeal its strict rules for transgender inclusion that ban males who transition after puberty from competing in the women's categories. But the Court of Arbitration for Sport ruled that since Thomas was not a member of World Aquatics, he had no standing to bring the case, and it was thrown out, allowing the group's transgender inclusion rules to stand. That's what we call DOA, dead on aquatics. No, dead on arrival. Thomas, who took several NCAA titles when he was swimming for UPenn's women's swimming team, we reported on that ad nauseum back in 2022, wanted to try out for the U.S. Women's Olympic swim team, but World Aquatic rules prevented his entry. With all this swirling around swimming this week, former NCAA champion and Save Women's Sports activist Riley Gaines is urging the NCAA to also take action. And why the hell not, right? Good for her. Now the NCAA needs to strip him of every award title and record he stole from a deserving female athlete, she wrote. Really strong words, but obviously very obvious. Of course, World Aquatics and the NCAA are separate organizations, and World Aquatics holds no power over college sports. On the other hand, World Aquatics is a vast international organization, by the way, they are running the Olympics for swimming, that governs thousands of swimmers and competitions, and rules they put in place are not insignificant. And I do preface, not insignificant. So that makes a large statement for women's sports today. Rick, we're starting to see it come together between the I'm going to take my ball and go home with the girls protesting. Remember the shot put earlier this year? We thought that was great. A couple other young ladies, soccer, basketball. We saw it up north. It's happening. There's a movement. You know, it's amazing, right? Women got to start another movement for this ridiculousness. It's really crazy, right?
Yeah.
All those years ago with the voting, and now we got this nonsense. It's just absolutely crazy. I hope that they are successful. Listen, the Olympics really does set the bar for sports. When I say sports, I mean a non-professional. Right. That's the next level, right?
Well, that's the pinnacle.
It's the pinnacle. It's exactly. You're an amateur. The pinnacle is a gold medal, a silver medal, whatever medal you could win. I've never won any of those medals, but point blank, let's hope this now sets a precedent for people to wake up, smell the bacon, and stop allowing men to compete in women's sports. And that's really great. So cheers to Riley Gaines. She's going to go down as a true champion. And that poor girl gets persecuted like you can't believe. But good luck on that. And that's a wrap in sports, Rick. I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right. Well, very good. Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B at checkout, as always, and save yourself a ton of money on some great stuff from Mike Lindell. Kevin, you were squirming in your seat there.
Yeah.
I noticed you wanted to jump in.
If you just a minute, please. I always thought, why aren't these women's rights groups jumping in on this? They should be all over this.
Right. You would think, right?
Well, let's talk about it.
You would think until you remember Yuri Bezmenov, KGB defector, said that the Marxists have taken control of all the civil rights groups. He's got them all. And that's why you see the women's groups only be coming out when they're told to, against Trump. And if you Google on a commercial, don't do it now, we're busy. The viewers, Google Linda Sarsour, anti-Semitism, women's rights groups, and you'll see there's a history. I've written about it. A history of anti-Semitism in the civil rights groups, taken over by the jihadi daddies again, and working with the Chinese. The Chinese and Iran all in cahoots, but they own those groups. Excuse me. They own that group, and that's why they didn't come out and they let men beat the potato salad out of women on courts and whatnot.
Yeah. And you know, you bring up a good point, because we found out afterwards once they started looking into BLM.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and they talked to the women that run BLM, proudly proclaiming they're trained Marxists.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, exactly. And people don't realize when they say, well, how come BLM didn't do much for the black community? Well, they were never intended to do that.
Yeah, that's not what they were set up to do.
Not what they were set up to do. They were set up to hoover in a lot of money and burn down the nation, which they and their Sally Boy sisters in Antifa did quite well back in 2020. And I'm surprised we haven't had a new one yet. I thought we were going to have more riots. It's riot season. It's a little past. It's June.
Well, you know what?
Did you see season now, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you see New York a couple nights ago?
No.
You didn't see New York City, the big the Palestinian protest?
Oh, yeah.
Where they're trying to do this memorial for like 300 plus of
Union Square.
Yeah, of the people that died, and these literal animal scumbag demons are out there, yelling at people with their stupid Palestinian flag for a place that doesn't exist.
Yep.
Just saying the most god awful things, and it's like, man, it's
brutal.
Amazing. And liberal Democrats just shut their mouths, because these are their foot soldiers.
Yes.
These are the people they're going to turn loose if Trump wins this election.
Yep.
Or they're just going to try to not have an election.
Yep, 100%.
That's what they're going to try.
I firmly believe. Yeah, I think they're going to cancel it to save democracy.
Right, to save democracy. Because that's, it's always under the guise of something. Oh, it's the Save Democracy Act, which means we're going to make sure that nobody gets to do anything.
Yep.
Which doesn't sound like anything like democracy. It's always the opposite of what they say.
Yes. Saul Alinsky wrote a book, Rules for Radicals. And in it, he says, you always accuse the other side of doing what you're doing.
Right.
So when I heard him say, Trump's a threat to democracy, I was like, all right, so that's the next channel we're going to go. That tells me they're going to try to end democracy. Well, they're trying to do it now. They're trying to enslave us. Everyone sees that. I'm not opening any doors here. But, you watch for it. You watch them to cancel this election.
Right. Yeah, because things are not going their way. If you listen to some of their people out on the networks talking, especially James Carville. I got another great clip. You know what? We'll play that after this break. We don't have enough time. James Carville in a 5 bleeper.
Oh.
I've decided that from now on, anytime we play a James Carville clip, he's invariably going to curse.
Yeah.
So I give Fran a heads up as to how many bleeps he can expect to put into it. This one I titled James Carville, it's a 5 bleeper.
Nice.
Oh boy!
So he's talking in it. He's talking to Donnie Douche.
Wow.
He just kind of goes off. So we'll do that in just a few minutes. Also, we'll do some more sports with Slick Rick. By the way, what's going on with the hockey game? Because I see it on the side of my head.
No score
still?
Rick. 9,
right.
Just halfway through the period there, and Edmonton's on the power play trying to get a score, get a jump early.
All right. Okay, you know what? I was going to say we can play this, but we can't. I do have a clip with, believe it or not, maybe you'll like this. I know Fran enjoyed when he saw me send it to it. Send this to him. Donald Trump.
Fran enjoyed something you sent him?
Donald Trump talking about aliens.
Oh, good.
That's all I'm going to say.
I got to keep this show in check tonight.
That's all I'm going to say. Donald Trump, aliens.
Oh, boy.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
Distraction.
Are they legal?
Well, probably not. All right, we'll take a quick break. Come back. We'll do some more with Kevin Downey Jr. and Slick Rick live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there.
That's your show.
All right. We are live in the chats. Let me jump over to my chats page. Chats page. What? What are you laughing at?
387 goes, Yankees lost. WTF is going on here? Nick's flipping out over in Vegas.
How do I answer someone? Oh, I can see.
Big Jim Gumbo in the Rumble chat. I guess they're talking about the vaccine. I'm picking up on this kind of in the middle here. What did he say here? He blames Trump's ass visors, not advisors.
Ass
visors. He's dead on that one. Yeah, so vaccine discussion in the chat here on Rumble. Brian M, 4378. He's a pure blood also. He's not suicidal. So that's good. Wow, BWAG. Sorry to hear this. Oh my goodness. BWAG, you know BWAG in the Rumble chat right there?
Yeah,
Sick?
I know BWAG. Yep.
My dad got 2 Pfizer shots and was dead within 6 months.
Oh, jeez.
How insane is that?
It's a sin. What a sin.
Oh, that's terrible. So sorry.
BWAG, I'm sorry.
Tika 65, same thing.
Sucks.
Jab killed my dad 8 months after.
Imagine how those people feel.
Oh.
They want to jab Pfizer.
You know what? I hope that these people, they need retribution.
They do. But unfortunately, they protected these SOBs.
Unfortunately, is right.
And they shouldn't be. But they're protected for a reason, and this is exactly why.
Holy moly. That's terrible.
You know, someone asked, hey, what do you think the shot was for? And everyone said depopulation,
yes,
which I completely agree.
Oh, yeah.
Which I agree.
Thank you, Bill Gates.
Candace hit on something. There are women who are having real pregnancy problems.
Oh.
It was meant to make it so they're sterile.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah.
So you had all these the what do you call it? Miscarriage numbers went through the roof.
Yes.
Through the roof.
And that's a tragedy for a family.
In Canada, they were up like hundreds of percent. Like it was insane.
Absolute tragedy for a young lady and a family to have that happen. That is one of the most devastating things in the world, is a miscarriage.
Just insane. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Slick Rick, he's going to have sports in just a little bit. We'll get another quick update on things. Kevin Downey Jr. is here. You can also hear his radio show. All you got to do to find out more about him is go to his website. He's a writer, I guess author now. You want to be called an author?
No, it's embarrassing.
Are you sure?
I should probably write
I'll call you an author if you want.
I should probably a columnist. I'm sticking with columnist. And
how about editor and thief?
He's a stand-up comic. He's touring. You can go online, follow him on all his socials. You'll probably have a better luck finding out where he's playing next than he does, because he never knows where he's playing. It's the funniest thing.
My fiance, Jessica Collazo, that's a Puerto Rican way to say Jessica Collazo. She travels with me. She's a comic, and she'll say, "Well, where's the gig tomorrow?" And I say, "I don't really know. I just know it's in, Hazlitt, New Jersey." Well, what time is it? I'll find out. It's usually at 8, but I'll just email the guy tomorrow. She needs to know now, and I'm like, we'll get there. I've never not gotten there.
A little forward planning, I think, young lady wants to have, and you don't give that. Okay,
fine, exactly. Now we know what it's like to be in a relationship with this guy.
Oh yeah, forget about it.
He's always
talk about
flying by the seat of his pants.
Ask the angry Puerto Rican woman. Have you ever seen a Puerto Rican woman angry? I'm a white guy. Oh yeah.
Oh my
never
goodness.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, no
Trust me on that.
Yeah.
I know that firsthand.
Do you really? Okay, I was like, this is unreal. This is.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing because they go from perfect English to an accent like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been in the crossfire of that when I was younger.
Oh, believe me, my whole most of my family's Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay. You know better than we do that.
But it's not called. It's called having a spicy temper. It's just spicy. They're just spicy.
They're spicy, all right.
Right. They don't have anger issues. They're just spicy.
Yeah.
So keep
They're
that
very
in mind.
emotional.
Keep that in mind, Kevin. Next time you get an argument with your lovely, is she your girlfriend? Is she your wife? What is she?
Fiance.
Fiance. Your lovely fiance. Next time you get into an argument or disagreement with your fiance, don't think that she's mad. Just say, "Hey, honey, I understand that you're spicy."
Spicy.
And she'll probably kick your ass even harder.
Probably. I prefer the adobo spice to this one. But.
Hey, I know we were talking about what do you call it? Liberals and all that wackiness, and how I've got this 5 bleeper from James Carville. Yeah. Now, James Carville, let's face it, this guy he's an icon on the left in the Democrat Party. He's been through so many campaigns. He's been through it all. Now he's just turned into that old guy who just gets angry. Yeah, he's the get off my lawn guy now. Yeah. He looks like a very large Charlie Brown. Yeah, and he's just angry all the time, and he's cursing, but he don't care because he's old enough. Because when you get to a certain age, I guess when you get to a certain age, I'm not there yet. It doesn't matter. You just curse. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who you're going to offend. He don't care. Yep. He's just an old guy. And old guys, I guess old guys get the curse card. They can curse whenever they want, talk about whenever they want. They don't care. So James Carville, always good for a good a bleep fest when he gets going. And this is him talking to Donnie Douche. This is cut number 21. And they're talking about, and this is something he's brought up before in conversations, Kevin, talking about the demographics, how they're changing, how more blacks and Hispanics are voting for Trump, or talking about voting for Trump. He's seeing the shift. He doesn't know what to do. He basically is waving the Puerto Rican flag and saying, look, we got a major problem here. Yep. And it ain't getting solved with the bag of bones currently sitting in the White House. Check this out. Here is cut number 21.
It is. I want to go back to the black vote because you've talked. I was listening to one of your interviews, and you astutely talk about how, from a metrics point of view, the poverty rate is at an all-time low, their wages are at an all-time high. None of it makes sense. So please explain the hemorrhaging of the black vote, particularly black men.
Well. All right, let's start. Joe Biden has been the best president economically that black America's ever had.
Now, I don't know what he's talking about here, because this makes no sense.
Rights and civil rights. And, Obama was a, huge figure in black American history. But in terms of everything, it's hard to beat Joe Biden's record. It's hard to beat Joe Biden's record.
Is he
in terms of appointments? I mean,
he's just an activist.
That's what he's talking about. He's talking about putting people in place. He's not talking about
black Americans
helping the black community.
Yeah.
And what's happened? I've said this before. Part of it is a male problem. We have a huge male problem.
Yes, sir.
We have a huge male problem all across the board, but particularly, I hate this term, but I'll use it. Communities of color, like as if all people that are not white are the same. It's stupid. And I do think, and people got a little upset with me when I told.
He's about to drop an N-bomb.
Yeah. But I think democratic culture has too many preachy females. It's too much. Don't eat hamburgers. Don't watch football. All right, wear condom. Like, man, leave me alone. You okay? I got a damn life to lead. Guy works at a tire repair shop in suburban Atlanta. Working 50 hours a week, making $16.50 an hour, and he wants to watch the football game. And he wants to smoke dope and drink beer, and then everybody's telling him he's slothful, and they reject that. And I just think some of it is cosmopolitan condensation, if you will. Like, you need to lead the kind of life we lead, not the kind of life you lead. And it pisses people off.
Well, that's across the board. That's black, white. That's a big part of Trump. That's a big part of Trump.
It's Hispanic. We're going to lose Hispanic males.
Yeah.
We're going to lose them.
And that's on that male-female issue. That's on, it very much, they want to see the strong, this is a generalization, but strong dominant male in a household. I mean,
Yeah. So there it is, the 5 bleeper from our pal there, James Carville.
Wow.
But kind of funny. He talks about too many whiny females on the left, and how we should have more strong, more dominant. He's basically saying we need more dominant males.
Yes,
which is, I guess, a patriarchy that they've been assaulting for the last 40 years of trying to tear down the American family.
Yep. What was it? Dangerous testosterone, or
right?
What was their phrase? It wasn't dangerous. It was
toxic masculinity.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, toxic masculinity. That's what they've been afraid of. And now they see, hey, now that we've got the biggest wuss I think we've ever seen in terms of presidents, let's face it, Joe Biden can talk all the smack he wants. He was not a tough guy ever growing up. He's never been a tough guy.
Come on.
What, you think he's going to take me behind the shed there and
did he take on
Jack
up? Dempsey back in the late 20s?
Oh, I thought it was Sonny Liston.
Oh, okay. Well,
Before he took on Muhammad Ali,
Yeah.
because he's done so many great things, Kevin.
Yes.
He's been a smoke jumper. He was a truck driver.
Right.
He was a firefighter. He hit home runs.
He was a Puerto Rican, as I recall.
Right.
Too.
Definitely.
He was also brought up in a Greek church and a black church and a Puerto Rican church.
Yep.
This guy, he is the most
truck driver.
And I've said this before too, that he's probably the most insecure person we've ever seen as a president.
Oh yeah.
Because everything is somebody else's fault, but he pumps himself up. That's why he lies about himself so much. He's got the uncle that got eaten by cannibals. He brought that out again. He brought that out just the other day.
Oh.
I'm sure they've told him. They said, look, stop telling that stupid story, Grandpa. Nobody believes it because it's a lie. But he's so gone, as you saw earlier.
Parkinson's, man. I had an uncle with it. He's got it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The gazing off. Yep. Do you have the video of the Juneteenth boogie down? They're all dancing.
Yeah, I'll find it. We played it the other night.
Did you see? All right, good.
Because he's just stuck. He's got like that Celine Dion disease where he just stiffens up. Yeah. He's not moving anymore.
Oh.
Right?
Easy there.
What? Oh, shut up, Slick. You don't even like
My
Celine
heart
Dion.
still goes on. Come on.
Whatever. I'll push you off the boat.
Yeah, all right. Here goes the Titanic.
All right. Man, that was the first fast hour, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll do some more. Hour number 2. We got a lot of sports. We got a bunch more clips. Trump having a very good day in D.C. today. He showed up and very patriotically and peacefully.
Oh.
You'd be surprised. All right, quick break. Hour number 2 coming up. All right, we're live in the chats. Did I just lose my battery's dead? Or my battery's dead. Did I lose my mic? I don't hear myself.
Well, it's on.
Aaron, I think I got a problem. Oh, no, that would do it.
So, can they hear us now?
Yes.
Okay. So,
can you hear you?
No,
No, I'm serious. Can you hear you when you're here?
Yeah.
Okay, then they can hear you.
Okay. So the Stretch and Gretchen thing, I wrote it down there. I better not say it because there are rules.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
Loose lips sink ships.
Well, no, I think it's better to say it than to actually to write it.
No, she can't get me on here.
No.
It's actually, you know what? Hochul's going to round me up and put me on a truck and send me up. So Stretch and Gretchen Whitmer, she apparently engaged in some certain sexual activities that, well, she wanted to be a virgin on her wedding day, but she wanted to do something. So let's just say the back door was...
What?
Yeah.
What?
That in high school and college.
What?
Yeah. So she, look, I'm a virgin. But, okay, but yeah.
Dude.
I've known women like that. I've heard of them, I should say. I've known of them.
You just said you've known them.
I think I did know one. That was the rumor.
Her name was Gretchen.
Her name was Gretchen. Oh, by the way, I'm 58. I used to watch Gordie Howe all the time.
Okay.
I love Gordie Howe. I've got a Gordie Howe jersey to this day.
Yeah, he's fantastic. One of the best to do it.
Holy.
Gretchen. Oof.
Yikes.
Stretching for Gretchen.
Thank you, Charlie. Charles Parker said we can hear you. I was like, okay.
Oof.
There you go.
Man. Hope you didn't fudge that story.
Stretching Gretchen going to go viral now.
Great.
I love Gordy
I'll
Huff.
be waiting for you at the airport when you land.
Whew. That I had no idea. I had no idea that was going in that direction.
Yeah, Greg Wiley got it. Yep, that's exactly. Gretchen plays cornhole. Absolutely.
In cornhole earlier tonight.
Did you see that one coming?
They had a
there,
brown out in
Aaron?
Michigan. Is that true?
Backdoor girl.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see it coming.
That's great.
All right, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Dish Network Channel 219, Pluto TV Channel 470, 1175 on Samsung TV Plus, as well as Distro TV. You can find us there. And the Roku channel on Roku. Welcome to the program. We encourage you also, if you've got your phone or your tablet or your laptop near you want to have some fun, join us in the chats as well. We're live in YouTube, on Rumble, on X, on Twitter X, Facebook, and also, of course, the Getter chat with the Getter community, where you can get each other and say hello. Let's see who's in the. Steve Costello's in the Getter chat. If Carville and Douche are supposed to be Dem paragons of intellectualism, they have a problem. You're very right. Let's see who else is here. Tweet Potato. Tweet Potato.
I just sent her a love message.
I called Biggs, Comer, Pelosi, Jordan today. Wow. A lot of people on the Getter chat. It's just flying by. I can't even read it. It's going so fast. So, kind of crazy. Yeah, people are in there saying hello. Damon who? Oh, stop. Damon will be back on Monday.
Oh, Big D. I know.
Big D.
He needs a couple of days off.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
And David's here is celebrating with his family the wedding of his son.
Yes.
So he'll be back on Monday as well. I'm sure he'll have some good stories about being down in New Jersey, because New Jersey's fun, from what I hear. I don't know. Anyhow, Slick, let's do some sports. I know we blew past sports in the last segment, so let's jump to a quick update. I think something happened in the hockey game. I'm not sure, but yes, Slick Rick Sports, brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. Slick, what do you got?
Well, the Florida Panthers are the first to light the lamp, make a liar out of Slick, because I'm rooting for Edmonton tonight just to make it a series. Ultimately, I'd like to see Florida win, as I said earlier, but the Panthers light the lamp early here. Well, not early. 40 seconds to go in the first period, and they're up 1-0. Edmonton could not take advantage of a couple of power plays. Connor McDavid looking a little stressed and a little frustrated, but we'll see what happens. It's early. We got 2 more periods. I still think Edmonton's going to pull this out, but wow, Florida, they win tonight, and I think the cup is pretty much going to be theirs. Possibly a win on Saturday by Edmonton, but I think they'll bring it back home to Florida, win the cup there. It's always nicer when a team wins a cup at home, as you would expect. So the Islanders do both, winning at the home and on the road back in the day. It's nothing like winning in front of your own home crowd and sipping that bubbly out of that Lord Stanley Cup, the finest trophy in all of sports. And, big contract signing today. And I know we have a couple of followers in the Getter chat, big Jaguar fans. Of course, my buddy Hawk Diesel, who hooked me up with some beautiful Dallas Cowboy memorabilia earlier last year, and Beach Lover 11, who I think is his neighbor. They're both big Jag fans. And, Trevor Lawrence, he signed a 5-year, $275 million deal with the Jaguars to stay in Jacksonville. Michael DiRocco of ESPN. We're talking $55 million. Yeah, that's a lot of wood, man.
That's a lot of coin.
That's a lot of money for a quarterback. The Jaguars and quarterback Trevor Lawrence have agreed on a 5-year, $275 million contract extension. A source told, well, who else? Adam Schefter, right? He knows everything. The contract includes $200 million guaranteed. Wow. Including $142 million at signing. Hopefully bought a nice house and a speedboat. The source told Schefter Lawrence received a $37.5 million signing bonus. A source told ESPN the $55 million average salary in Lawrence's deal ties him with Cincinnati Bengals Joe Burrow for the top mark in that category in the NHL. They better do something with that salary cap, because you know what? You're talking about giving 20%, almost 20% of your salary to one guy, and you got 53 other mouths to feed, not to mention the guys on the taxi squad and everything else. But man, that's big money. I guess they do believe in him. Just in comparison, the Kansas City Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes, who just won his third Super Bowl, is the next highest paid quarterback at 46.3. He's almost $9 million behind him. But you know, when Mahomes gets his deal next time, no matter where he's at. But so good for the Jaguars. I knew they believe in him. They got to get a running game going, a little bit of help on defense. But I think the Jaguars are going to do some damage. And I think this kid is definitely one of those generational quarterbacks. And speaking of generational quarterbacks, is it true? Did I hear Tom Brady lost a lot of money from that roast? Did you hear about that?
No.
There was a big roast. Somebody told me, and I got to check this because I shouldn't report. It's fake news, perhaps. But apparently that roast cost him close to $30 million in royalties.
Really?
And monies. Though he does a really good deal with Fox, but that's what I heard. So anyway, Tom Brady delivers an anti-woke speech celebrating football, use achievement to overcome adversity. Dylan Gwynn of Breitbart. Tom Brady has joined the mainstream sports media. However, if they expect him to join their crusade to cancel football, they can forget it. Well, it makes no sense. The future gold jacket wearing NFL Hall of Famer wore a red jacket on Wednesday night as he was inducted into the New England Patriots Hall of Fame. After everyone was done giving speeches celebrating him, Brady took the podium to celebrate football in an inspirational speech about toughness and overcoming adversity, which is bound to leave the woke mob fuming beneath their guardian caps. Brady proudly asserted that he would encourage everyone to play football because the game helps teach us that success and achievement come from overcoming adversity, and the team accomplishment far exceeds anyone's individual goals. When speaking about what it took to achieve the levels of greatness he achieved in the NFL, Brady didn't focus on elite athletic skills or attributes. Instead, he spoke of core American values such as hard work and resiliency, something you rarely hear about anymore, right? Yeah. The truth is, you don't have to speak, you don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't: consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. No shortcuts. Doesn't sound like our young generation today, does it? Brady explained, if you look at all my teammates here tonight, it would be impossible to find better examples of men who embody that work ethic, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion in life. Whether intended or not, Brady's speech is a defense and celebration of the rugged individualism that made this country great and that the left is trying to destroy. Football has had and continues to provide the proving ground for young men to test their mettle, highlight and conquer their weaknesses, and celebrate their strengths before entering manhood. For the left, men whose constitution was forged on the gridiron of 100-degree summer days on the field across the county pose a clear and present danger to the dependent and gluttonous class of serfs they seek to create. Tom Brady may not agree with those on the right on all issues. Still, he shows here he fundamentally agrees that what it takes to make strong young men in particular, and strong and successful people in general, adversity and providing a proving ground for young men to suffer in pursuit of conquering adversity and gaining confidence. In America, football is that place. Tom Brady gets it. So, Brady's talking about, it's changing things for the generation. Hey, hard work, consistency, determination. Hey, that's what that country was built on. Unfortunately, you don't have it in the White House. We have it on deck with the president and his group, but hopefully this will transfer to that. I know Tom Brady deep down is a big fan of President Trump. We all know that. I believe, no question about that. He's got to be careful, which is a shame. We don't, fortunately.
I don't know. I think that's starting to change now. Yeah. I think that's starting to change where you saw people that used to be careful all the time, they don't really care anymore.
Yeah. Well, what about a guy like that who's probably worth a couple of $100 million? How does he like getting the lousy interest rates that we're getting now? How does he like his expenses going up and his taxes? They get hit. They got more zeros than we do that they feel the impact. Yeah. They know we got to get President Trump in office. So I hope these guys work not only behind the scenes but on the scene for the president.
All right. Well, there
President
you go.
Trump, that big.
Is that all you got?
That's going to be a wrap. That's all, Biden.
So that wraps up Slick Rick Sports. Again, use our code LFS6B at checkout when you go to mypillow.com. Real quick, Slick, I don't know. We talked about the congressional baseball game yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the protesters there, Kevin?
Yeah.
They were flipping birds and all that. Yeah, they were the tree huggers, right?
They mustered all of their athletic ability just to get on the field. And they didn't run because they don't know how.
Yeah.
Or they run stupid. You ever see people that run stupid?
Yeah.
They're terrible. They have their arms down. They do that. They probably all run like that. Well, there was actually one really cool highlight from the congressional baseball game that we grabbed. This is cut number 18. Check it out for yourself as the pitcher in a MAGA hat strikes out Dan Goldman, the D-bag Democrat from New York. Check this out.
Count 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Dan Goldman from New York. And a swing and a miss that will end the inning. The Democrats threaten but do not score. 7-5. The Republicans after 3 here at National Park.
I just like the Republicans' uniforms much better, right?
It looks like the Reds uniform.
That's right. It looks like Cincinnati.
I knew you'd enjoy that.
Of course.
So there you have that. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, he looks like their entire Democratic body whiffing on everything they've done the last 4 years.
So jumping back to what you were just talking about, Slick, and Kevin, we'll get your input on this because this is right up your alley. Did you see what Julia Louis-Dreyfus said the other day?
No.
Well, she came out and she's complaining that political correctness is a red flag after Jerry Seinfeld, complains that, wokeness is killing comedy. She says that comedy can be approached with sensitivity without sacrificing the art, and taking issue with political correctness is a red flag to her.
Easy to say when you got that kind of syndicate deal.
Right.
Yeah.
If you look back on comedy and drama, she said, let's say 30 years ago, though through the lens of today, you might find bits and pieces that don't age well. She said during an interview with, you guessed it, the New York Times. And I mean, to have an antenna about sensitivities is not a bad thing. I believe we should be aware of certain sensitivities. Doesn't she sound hilarious?
Yeah, you know what? This steams my clams. Because wokeness is just a vehicle by which they will control us. And we've heard of the ESG, the environmental social governance.
Yes.
The E is the are you green, and the S is social. Are you woke? That is how they control us. It's all that is. You will obey. You will think what we want you to think, or you will be punished. You can be fired. And wait till I'll put up a tweet one day. I said, there's no such thing as a man that can have a baby, and suddenly, I can't withdraw money from the bank.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's all this is. It's the worst thing in the world. But they trick people. If you believe us, you say what we tell you. Say you're a good person, and if you don't, you're one of them. You're a bad person. So you've got these people who just they have to feel good about themselves. It's a self-esteem thing. And no matter what, that dude in a dress is a woman. I'll say that. I want to be accepted.
They want to be in the group because they're not accepted anywhere else.
Nope.
Right? They were never cool enough. Maybe they weren't athletic. Maybe they didn't have a lot of friends. So they glom on to the next thing. What's the next thing? What can I put on my Facebook page?
Yeah.
Can I run a flag, or do I have to put on a thing? Or let's go with the Palestinians who murder babies.
Yeah,
but no, that's a good. Yeah, that's the hot thing. That's the hot thing at the moment.
Yep. And you know what? Go check out your pink-haired friend, the liberal, the one that doesn't talk to you on Facebook. And it's Pride Month, so they're like, if you're gay, you need to come out to someone. I have a shoulder for you. Come and talk to me. I'm so open-minded. It's just virtue signaling. It's all about white people with low self-esteem trying to feel good about themselves.
Yeah. It really is. There's just no self-esteem.
No self-esteem. Zero.
And you notice they're like the people you might see on a nude beach. Never the ones you want to see on a nude beach are liberals because with the pink hair and the misshapen bodies, you're just like, just like turn away.
Please.
No, they're beautiful now, Rick. They're beautiful now. Body positivity.
Hey, cellulite later. Oh my God.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back. Hey, maybe we'll talk about Shane Gillis. You know him, right? He's getting attacked for some offensive racial remarks he made some years ago. I don't know. I pulled some of these because I thought Kevin might have an insight into it.
I will.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do some more sports a little later on. We do have a guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. We got a full show, man. And we got a bunch of clips. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there. All right, we're live in the chat. Feel like today is flying. It's flying. We're rumbling and
fast.
bumbling.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
You know, the President Trump's social media game, or I should say the people he employs for his social media game, are killing it.
Really?
They really are putting out some really funny stuff. Like this one they just posted. Trump just posted a video of Biden's most inspiring quotes. It's just not a 1 minute of nonsense.
Of course.
It's insane. I think we should try and play it. Let's see if I can hook this up here.
You have a read here, by the way.
God. Dog it. Let me see if I can set this up before the read.
You got a minute 40. Come on, here,
right.
big Delgado.
Here we go.
Who's the guest tonight?
I know, but I don't.
You don't know.
I do. Something.
Robert Charles.
Yeah, it's Robert Charles.
Oh, I like him.
All right. So, Aaron, plug it in. If you can pull this. Yes. I just put it in. Got it yet? You don't have it? There you go. All right, I'll play it so you can check the volume. I just got the swirly thing. Hold on. Yeah, probably. Hold on. Let me get to my... Oh, that's going to take me forever.
I'm trying to say hi to everyone that said hi.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
I hope I don't miss anyone. I apologize if I do. Going through.
Get a chat?
I'm on the Facebook.
I think I'm going to just pause all this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm going to find it.
That is good. We got 12,000. Come on. 12,000.
Is it us? Is it us talking? Somewhere. Oh, you know what that music means. It's time to tell you about one of the great companies that loves our show. Their name is Patriot Mobile, and for 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. And when I say only, trust me, they are the only one. Patriot Mobile, a proud supporter of this show, and we are proud to partner with them. Patriot Mobile offers dependable nationwide coverage, giving you accessibility and the ability to access all three major networks, which means you get the same great coverage you've been accustomed to without funding the radical left. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, our military, our veterans, and our first responder heroes. Even just one of those reasons is more than enough. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team also makes switching easy. So make sure you check them out for yourself. You get to keep your number, you keep your phone, you can upgrade. Their team's going to help you find the best plan that fits your needs. All you got to do is go to patriotmobile.com/RAV or call 972-PATRIOT. That's patriotmobile.com/RAV or call 972-PATRIOT. You get a free month when you use the offer code RAV, and you can make that switch today. PatriotMobile.com/RAV. That's PatriotMobile.com/RAV, or call 972-PATRIOT and get signed up with Patriot Mobile today. So there you have it. We were talking in the break. I don't know if you guys, not everybody, of course, knows what we're doing in the break. But let me see if I can. Hey, Aaron, see if you can hear that background stuff, if it's still going or not. I'm hoping you can still hear me. Now it's good. All right, good. So I found it. We were talking about the President Trump's social media team, because they do some incredible work. I mean, the stuff they've been putting out, especially lately, has been insane. Just some great stuff. And I found something that they just posted. Where is it? I had it up here. Let me find it. They keep putting out some great stuff. Oh, man, I am not. There it is. Okay. So this I found, and Wokeness is a good follow on the X, on Twitter. This is it's called Trump Timeless Quotes by Joe Biden. All right, this is the latest thing. It's about a minute long. Check this out for yourself, and it speaks for itself. Watch this.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
The thing.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was in the foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
She knows so long as she is denied, our freedom can never be secured.
We'll never forget lying around and him lying around, actually.
What?
It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
Ah, that's a hit.
That's a classic.
There you have it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Timeless quotes by one Joe Biden. Just again, when it comes to their social media game, the Trump campaign is really killing it. Really killing it. Because it's I just keep seeing them put out stuff day after day that just it gets your attention, it makes you laugh, it points you in the right direction, and it keeps it just keeps the whole thing going. I don't know if you guys caught, he was in Washington D.C. today. The president, former president, was up on the Hill, and well, let's just say the GOP senators, I guess they came to kiss the ring, as they say.
Oh, as they
should. Cut number 7. Here he is getting serenaded with a little birthday cake from the GOP senators that have been not too nice to the former president in the last few years. Cut number 7. Here we go.
Birthday's tomorrow, right?
Yep, exactly.
Make a wish, and then you have to cut it. Otherwise, the wish doesn't come true. I need that knife. Very good. So let me make
Start using it.
And you can't say what the wish is, but it'll have something to do with this room.
He wants a new driver.
They're all clapping. They're all happy because, well, it looks like he's going to be the next president. We better get in line. If we want to still curry favor.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I see there.
That is he's been the leader of the Republican Party for a while now. I think the rest of the GOP just didn't catch on.
Right.
Yep. It's his.
Yeah.
And has been.
Hey, there's another clip I wanted to play from yesterday. We never got to. I don't know if you guys have it. If you don't worry about it. I'll try it another day. Paul Ryan. Yeah, we cut 25. If you want to see the absolute opposite, and just watch this. He's on with. Is it Neil Cavuto? Is he on with? I think he's on with Neil Cavuto. And Cavuto reads some stuff that people sent in to him about Paul Ryan. Watch this. This is great. Cut number 25. You got to see this.
Finally, a lot of our viewers knew you were coming on, and a lot of them intrinsically dislike you for some reason. They think you're pulling the strings here at Fox. You're part of this anti-Trump, never Trumper movement. They even equate me with you to say that, all right, they're kindred spirits. And obviously Donald Trump is saying that you should be fired by Rupert Murdoch. When you hear all of that, what do you say?
I've been in politics a long time. I have really thick skin, and frankly,
actually, I don't think about it. You're a very thin, fit guy.
Yeah, I don't think about that.
I
literally don't think about it. No.
He's killing him to know that he's hated.
Popular. No. Does who raise it with me?
Rupert Murdoch.
No.
Lachlan Murdoch.
No.
No one.
No.
It's just the unspoken issue.
Yeah.
All right.
It's free country.
It is
Say
that.
what you want.
It is that. Paul Bryant.
As he said, he's been in politics a long time. Yeah. And part of politics is because people like you. People don't like him anymore.
How did they? Oh, I know how, but they got rid of Tucker. They brought him in. Unbelievable.
Well, he's been there for a while.
Oh wait, that's right.
Yeah, he's been up in the executive suite for a while. It wasn't just recent. It's just he's been poking his head out recently.
Okay.
Because he's the never Trump guy over at Fox, kind of trying to push them in that direction.
You know what? I saw so little of him, and I don't watch a lot of Fox. I'll be honest. I mean, I have nothing against them, but. Yeah. Why would you get rid of Tucker and keep that guy? Well, because Tucker was telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
And basically. He had to go.
But you could see it all over his face. Oh, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
He was seething.
Yeah. And he's going to go home thinking about it. And he's going to lay up at night thinking about it because he gets
no doubt.
He knows people hate him now. And he used to be beloved. People used to remember he was the VP pick, and I was a big Paul Ryan fan back in the day because I didn't know much about him. I didn't know he'd turn into such a scumbag.
Oh, totally.
But he was like, people were like, oh, get Mitt Romney out of the way. Let's get more Paul Ryan.
I remember
because he was young, he was vibrant, he had that thing going on, and man, what he turned into is
bad.
Yikes! Here's one more clip from President Trump up with the GOP senators. This is cut number 20. As of course, again, they're just gathered around him because he is their leader.
So what's happening to our country is of great concern to the group of people standing alongside of me. And I just wanted to say that we have great unity. We have great common sense. A lot of very smart people in this room and a lot of people that love our country. They love our country beyond just about all else. And the only thing that maybe supersedes it is their family and maybe their faith in certain instances. And that's very nice. But they want this country to be great again, and we're going to make it great again.
Yeah, and there he is. And again, like I said, if you're a conservative, a Republican, we had a good day today. The party coalescing behind Trump.
Yep.
Even the senators that, like I said, haven't been so nice, realizing they got to kiss the ring and get in line.
Yep.
Because their future depends on it. So, all right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. All we need is for you guys to stay there. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice.
Come on, Oilers.
On up the guest.
All right, Robert Charles. AMAC.
Have you heard of Old Glory Bank?
Yes.
No.
I have.
They're like
I have.
I love how the conservatives, we now have our own phone companies, now a bank.
Patriot Mobile.
And what do you call it? John Rich.
Yes.
He was also he part of that?
Yep. Him, Larry Elder, Ben Carson.
We have heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't remember the name of it.
Old Glory. John Rich, you're right.
Well, you got to set up a parallel economy, as Bongino says.
They got to be. They should become advertisers. Old Glory. I think they did. Didn't they do something? They did a cross promotion.
I know we talked about it.
Wasn't when Big D was down in Nashville with John Rich? He was at his place, right? Wasn't he at John Rich's place?
Yeah, I don't think he talked to him. Though.
Why would he talk to Damon?
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. He'd get depressed, the poor guy. Throw himself out of the basement window.
Oh, come on.
Talk to Big D. Come on. We're in the break
right now. All right, thank you. Yep. I got them.
I'm out. Chat is funny.
All right, so we're going to do this quick interview with Robert Charles from AMAC. Game is tied 1-1, Slick.
I saw that. Edmonton pumped one in at the beginning.
I'd like to see him win at least a game.
Yeah, no, I want to see them win. I want to see them win 3 games.
I'd like to see a 7
I want to see
games.
Florida win 4.
I want to see a couple overtime games.
Game 7, I'm all in. I'm all in on the Panthers. All in.
People are diving into stuff.
Yeah. I imagine a Game 7 down in Florida. Boy, hockey belongs in Florida. It's so weird, but that's the way the world is. It's so upside down. You'd have a Stanley Cup champion in Florida. Why not? I'm out. Oilers are going to win this game tonight. They got this game. Bank it. Call your broker.
All right. Here we go. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Slick Rick has got sports. We'll do an update with him in just a few moments. Kevin Downey Jr. is here. Kevin, you can find him. Just go to his website, KevinDowneyJrShow.com. That's KevinDowneyJrShow.com. You can find out about his radio show. You can follow his all his social media stuff. Probably links there to your to your authors, to your authoring.
There will be tonight.
On PJ Media? Yes, there will be.
And Slick Rick is going to guest on his show on Monday.
Yes.
10 a.m. Eastern time. Slick Rick, going to go talk some 6B and shoot the you-know-what with my man Kevin.
Great. So you look forward to that. We'll look forward to that on Monday. What time is that, 10 a.m.?
Yes, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We got to make sure everybody knows exactly where to go.
10 a.m. Eastern, and you can also check it out on replays, right? In case people miss it.
I have a Patreon. It'll cost you $5 a month to hear my codswallop. Patreon, just go Patreon, Kevin Downey Jr. I'll be the only one. I think I called the Kevin Downey Jr. shindig just to be an idiot.
Hear it live and then also hear it again.
Very good. Let's get to our guest. His name is Robert Charles. He is the AMAC spokesperson for AMAC.US. That is the conservative alternative to the other place, AARP. Robert Charles, welcome back to the program. How are you, sir?
Hey, it's great to be part of this program with you guys. I think I'm overdressed, but other than that, it's great.
You know what? You just have a little more class than we do. That's all.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Hey, real quick, for people who don't know what AMAC is, because I know you guys are, you're fighting the behemoth, but making some great strides. But people, need to know you're still out there. Give everybody a quick little plug on AMAC and what you guys do.
Well, I'll tell you, if you were going to put money down for anything except maybe milk or beer, this would be the thing to put it down on. AMAC, for $16 a year, you get an unbelievable magazine. You get just incredible around the corner thinking about stuff. I mean, tonight we may talk about stuff that won't be news for a day or two, making news. And at the same time, you're part of an army, literally 2 million plus Americans who are out there fighting for the Bill of Rights every day, for solvency, for Social Security, for making sure this country gets back to the Reagan priorities. And this is also obviously an organization like AARP that gives you lots of free benefits once you join. You literally in a month will probably make back what you put down. So that piece of it's good. But you're also supporting conservatives, and this is a big deal. I mean, this is an organization that is bottom heavy and top light. Everything about this organization is about getting things done, stopping illegal voting, stopping ranked choice voting, stopping all the things that the woke crowd has decided are going to be the new America. We don't buy into any of that. And I worked for Ronald Reagan in his White House. I worked for George Herbert Walker Bush. I was Colin Powell's assistant secretary. And today I work for AMAC. Why? Because this is the future of America. And if you believe in it and you're willing to get into the fight, just go to AMAC.US and join.
Yeah, and it's great that you guys are really out on the front lines doing a lot of stuff activism-wise. I know we talked about that last month when we talked. Yep. But talk to us about this January 6th, because we're seeing more and more stuff. I don't know if you saw that. You probably did. Yeah. Saw that Nancy Pelosi video where she said, I take responsibility. But the Pelosi Select Committee, we know they spent all the taxpayer money chasing the lie, the political narrative, right? Using their Hollywood producers to kind of to tell a fictitious story of what they call their investigation. Now we have her, of course, like I said, admitting, taking responsibility, basically going against that narrative. What are your thoughts on what you saw and what you've heard in the last few months?
So I have a very concrete set of ideas for a couple of reasons, Rick. One is, for 5 years, I ran the biggest part of Gingrich's oversight committee on the Hill, and I did all the investigations back to Waco. So a real investigation, which is not done for political purposes, but is really, and I'm a litigator, a New York litigator, you really are going after facts. That's what you're looking for. What we are learning now is through Loudermilk's, Chairman Loudermilk's committee and his investigators, and the mainstream press is not covering it, but it is huge. What we are learning is that the Democrats took a lot of the exculpatory evidence, the things that were proving people were innocent, and they destroyed them. And then they took other sets of that evidence and they gave them to the White House and to other parts of the federal government that were controlled by Democrats. And now we learn that this big argument that Pelosi had, that Trump had never opened up to allow the National Guard to back up the Capitol Police, is completely false. We already had the documentary evidence in the last week or two that show that Trump had actually authorized long in advance that the National Guard could be used to protect the Capitol. So there was obviously no ill intent there. But it turns out that Pelosi herself on video now says, yeah, I didn't call him. It's on me. She's talking to her staff. I didn't call him. It's on me. What an unbelievable thing to then turn around and on national television for 2 impeachments to make the claim that it was Donald Trump's fault that they weren't there. That is an outright lie. And so I say to you, truth is the casualty of modern politics. And if you want to get back to truth, just go to amac.us, join, and you're part of it. But it's disturbing. Honestly, it's disturbing.
Yeah, no doubt. And I remember we made a big stink about, Stephen's son, the chief of the Capitol Police, with his letter from Muriel Bowser, the mayor of D.C., saying we are not, we don't want your help, basically. Leave us alone. We don't care what you're offering. We don't need it. We don't want it. And now you look to so that's one narrative that they basically, it's the cover up that always gets you, isn't it, Robert?
Well, it is, and let me tell you what they're also discovering. So that's the document side and the video side. Right. But there's another piece of this which has to do with tampering with witnesses, and it turns out they're now discovering that Liz Cheney took people into her private quarters and had them interrogated with no Republican present, no defense present, had them change their stories, and then that became the national story. For example, saying that Donald Trump was misbehaving in the car on that day and trying to grab the wheel. That turns out to be totally and completely false. Right. Even though it was, and how do they know that? Because the Secret Service the very next day said, we want to testify because that's not what happened. And they did not let them testify for months until the election was over.
Yeah, and they based it all on the testimony of one Cassidy Hutchinson, who now they want to see any contact she may have had with Fannie Willis down in Atlanta, believe it or not. Because
that's another issue. I mean, maybe that word, maybe that word collusion is one that they knew before they used it for Trump.
Yeah, well, like Kevin Downey Jr. was saying, they always accuse you of what they're actually doing.
Absolutely right.
Let me ask you this now. Again, when you're talking about flipping things around, we saw in 2020, just before the election, the intel community coming out, 51 intelligence officials all signed the letter. And Joe Biden told us that the Hunter Biden laptop was fake. Now we find out, as per the FBI themselves in court testimony, that, they actually entered it into evidence in the latest Hunter Biden case. What are your thoughts on that?
You put your finger on it when you said cover up, right? Suppression of evidence is something that you're just not allowed to do. You're not anything that is a bona fides due process. You're actually forced in a court of law to divulge evidence if it is exculpatory, if it will help prove someone's innocence. Instead, they hid all of that. And, one of my lifetime careers, I was 10 years a Navy intelligence officer. It is disgraceful to see people step up and sign their names to something they know nothing about or they know is untrue. And it's even more disgraceful to me that Tony Blinken was the coordinator of all that, and he takes no responsibility for it at all. So, I think the sad part is we Americans would like to believe that our government works for us and is telling us the truth. And what we're finding out turn after turn is that these people are essentially using the techniques of denial and deception against the American people.
Yeah, it's kind of scary when you talked about you said a key word there, techniques. And I feel like if we drill down on that, let's just say it. It's one of the 3-letter agencies. It starts with C, ends with A. There's an I in the middle. Are we seeing those techniques that were developed for overseas now being turned on the American people? In your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you look at the shadows on the cave wall, you don't know exactly what you're seeing, but you can look at these things and say they are definitely lying, have been lying to the American people. They've been deflecting attention. They've been distracting so you don't see things. And that is exactly the way that in an information warfare environment, 2 countries would be interacting with each other. So are they using it against us? I mean, it sure looks that way. I mean, it's very disturbing to see things that you would only expect, the kind of deception you would only expect, even then you might not even expect it, but in an interaction with an adversary, somehow now being used to block information being divulged to the American people. Look, the American people have a right to know, fundamental right to know what their government is doing. And when the government blocks and doesn't release and deceives, that's highly problematic.
Yeah, definitely. And Robert, you make mention that you're Intel, Navy Intel, right?
I was, yeah.
That's quite a resume.
Well, I was an Intel officer. Right. I don't know. I don't have any information now, but I can tell you how the process works. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's again, that's another thing we didn't know that from the last time we talked about your experience in the Reagan administration as well, which was really cool to hear about. Kevin Downey Jr.'s got a quick question for you, if he may.
Yes, sir. I get asked this all the time. And I would love to know, people are really getting into Trump. There was a time where if you had a Trump sticker on your truck, you'd come out to flat tires. People are coming out loud and proud for Trump. And something people ask me a lot is, what is something simple I can do to get involved?
Yeah, join AMAC, amac.us, and I'll tell you why. They are essentially an army of a couple of million Americans who go and present at the legislatures. They present at the federal level. They are constantly involved. I could literally, the list is as long as my arm of the things that they will give you to do. They do a boot camp for boomers. They work right now at this very moment. I'm in Detroit at a huge event that AMAC has put on together with Turning Point. And what we're doing is we're bringing people to the fight. If you are one of those people who are genetically built to be a fighter, if you believe in the Bill of Rights, if you believe in free speech and worship and self-defense, defense of your family, and you think a fair trial is an important thing in American history, and you believe in the country, this is the organization for you. And what happens is you then can talk with people about how to start saving Social Security. There are engagements. We send action emails to legislatures. We have turned around ranked choice voting. We have turned around illegal voting at the municipal level. We have turned around a lot of initial initiatives, and we've initiated things that actually help to save and keep the country on track. So, look, if you believe in the future and you think you have to be equal to your time, amac.us is the way to do it.
All right. Well, there you have it from our guest, Robert Charles. He's the AMAC spokesperson. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Robert. Always some great stuff. Truly appreciate it. If you do want to reach out to AMAC and get that started, I don't know, we lost him. Go to the website, amac.us/Studio 6B. That's amac.us/Studio 6B. Find out what you can do about signing up. They've got great deals, great offers, and of course, great people like great people like Robert Charles leading the fight. So thank you again for joining us, Robert. We appreciate it.
I appreciate the words, and I encourage people, if you love America, go join.
All right, you got it. Thank you, sir. And
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for your service once again. Man, oh man, that guy. I remember why I like that guy. He's got such a great backstory.
Yep.
Kevin, he worked for the Reagan administration. He was telling us stories last time about that. Just he's walked through history when it comes to our government.
No question.
So
wow.
Yeah, they got
Anyhow.
they got a great spokesman.
Yeah, really, he really kills it.
Says something about the company.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we'll take a quick break. Man, show is almost over. And so many things I didn't get to. We'll do some more with Kevin when we get back. One more sports hit. Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. Stay there.
And they're huge there.
Really?
Oh, they're delicious. I can't eat enough of them.
I like the Chicago style hot
But they're only in Detroit.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, there's one in Vegas now. At the there's a Detroit themed casino called the D. And
That's what I call Slick. He's just a big D. No, I'm kidding.
No, Big D's off today.
Big D's off tonight. All right. We got one more break. Anything you want to make sure we hit on, Kevin?
No, we're doing great things.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Just the radio and the
website?
What do you call, yeah, please. That's it.
Richmond woman gives birth in Taco Bell bathroom.
Nice.
Are you sure she just didn't have to go really bad after eating at Taco Bell?
Oh, God. She have a girl?
She had a burrito.
Oh, I was going to say, it was make a run for the daughter. But man, jeez, that's terrible.
Damn, Trevor Lawrence, highest paid player in history. For now.
Yeah, that one list.
So, Slick,
yes.
Am I wrong? And I don't follow basketball.
Never.
But it seems to me the women's basketball is finally like getting some attention.
Well,
and they're killing it.
Well, because you got Caitlin Clark, right? So you have a white female basketball player coming in, dominating the college game, making a lot of waves. And, she doesn't fit the narrative. It's amazing how polarizing. She's just like our country. She fits the bill right away. You want to do something good like President Trump, and you're a piece of what. Yeah. And you're, this is what, I'm just seeing it. It's a snapshot of it, in my opinion. I'm sick of it.
Well, it's a black lesbian league, so they don't like the straight white girl coming in and
Yep.
doing well.
That's what I thought too. I thought, why would you shoot yourself in the foot?
Yeah.
Just let the game get there. No,
But they can't help it.
You can't help it.
Meanwhile, she got them chartered flights. They got arenas getting filled now to watch games. Most of them are from her team.
Teams having to move their games to larger venues,
right?
Because people want to come.
Because eyes are on the game, and they want to. And what do they want to do? They want to, all over this young lady. Yeah. And I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for her. I hope she kicks ass. I'm so disgusted with it. It's like anything else. You do something good, and it's just this is what world we live in.
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Thursday night. Tonight has flown by. Again, thanks to Robert Charles from AMAC. Man, I forgot. I was telling Kevin in the break that this guy, I forgot about his story. Like he's been in it. He has walked through history, this dude.
Yep.
And it's just amazing when he says, "Oh, I worked in the Reagan administration. I did this. I did." And again, when he worked in the Reagan administration, I think he said it was like 20 or 21. He was like an intern. Is like whatever. Got his foot in the door, so to speak. But at 20 years old, you don't realize. I think, if walking into that situation, years later, like, oh my goodness, I was a witness to historical things that people still talk about today.
Mm-hmm. Sure. He worked for my best president of my lifetime.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that President Trump comes in and wins again and becomes the ultimate best president. He had a good 4 years, but Ronnie had a great 8 years.
And then to find out tonight, this guy's got a naval intelligence background as well. I was like, oh my God, the things that this guy's been through, that he has seen is amazing. I can't wait till we talk to him.
Right there, yes.
Right.
He really is. I feel like we could talk to him for an hour.
I think you got to join AMAC so the guy can make some money, and you got to come on.
I feel like he'd have just great stories and things, and maybe answer some questions. Be like, I've always wondered about this, and talking about Newt Gingrich and Gingrich working against Clinton during those years. It's just like insane. Yeah. Cool stuff. Anyhow, Kevin Downey Jr. has been our guest. Hey, Kevin, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can follow you online.
All right, here it is. I'm the only Kevin Downey Jr. out there, so you go to any of those socials, I'll be there. But I would prefer if you go to PJ Media and read everything. I get paid by clicks, and I can buy more bourbon. That's where it goes to. And the more you read, the better bourbon I drink. And go to KevinDowneyJr.show.com, and that'll lead you to my radio show. Thanks for having me on, boys.
Yeah, and make sure Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern, you're going to have our own Slick Rick on your show.
Slick Rick will be there.
He's going to come by the studio.
Time. The whole hour.
I'm going to imposter as his cousin, Robert Downey Jr. By the way, somebody said I look like. I don't know about that one. But
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we'll take. Yeah, I got that the other day. Man.
But make sure you take. We want to see what he decides to wear for you.
Okay.
Because he's always
he's always dapper.
Yeah, he's always dapper.
I bumped into him twice in the past month.
He's got a nice studio there at the airport. Beautiful, very nice. I was there the other day for a separate event and saw Kevin there. Of course, he was great.
Hey, I did mention this. We have some more clips. I won't get to all of them, but this one with President Trump and Logan Paul talking about aliens. You know what? I got to put it out there because it's people are interested in this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's face it. The president's going to know, right? You would think he would be read in on some of this stuff. Unfortunately, I think they purposely keep some of that stuff away from him, so he can't he can't talk about it.
I do too.
But here he is. Logan asked him about it. Cut number 19. Check this out.
I want to talk to you about aliens. Yeah. UFOs, UAPs. I know. The disclosure we've seen in Congress recently. It's confusing and upsetting a lot of Americans because there's something happening. There are unidentified aerial phenomena in the sky. We don't know what they are. Do you?
So it's such a question I do get a lot, and it's such an interesting question. I've met with pilots that look just like you, actually. Okay, they have more of a crew cut. Okay, they look like him and they look like you. Some of them look like you,
a little fatter.
But these are perfect people. And they're not crazy. Conspiratorial. They're not crazy. Yeah. And they tell me stories
Delgado.
that they've seen things that you wouldn't believe. These are not people that you would say, gee, that's okay.
Way. President of the United States. I said,
who is it? That's Joe Biden wanting to do an interview. So I met with pilots like beautiful Tom Cruise, but taller. Okay. Handsome, perfect people. Sir, there was something there that was round in form and going like 4 times faster than my super jet fighter plane. And I look at these guys, and they really mean it.
Yeah.
And am I a believer? No, I can't say I am. But I have met with people that are serious people that say there's some really strange things that they see flying around out there. And, if you go to Nevada and you look at that little section of where they go to look at the aliens, where they think all the aliens are landing. That, it's it's maybe the number one tourist attraction in the United States.
Roswell?
Yeah.
No, not Roswell. Area 51.
I think it's the number one. The lines of people waiting. You have no idea how many times I'm asked that question.
But don't you have access to that information?
I have access, and I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it, and they will tell you there's something going on.
Yeah, but they won't tell them everything.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I guess it's part of that whole, plausible deniability kind of thing, kind of protect. Sure. But as we've seen with this government, there are things that go on that we'll never know. even the president will never know. He will not be. He doesn't have the authority to look into, which is crazy when you think about it.
Yep.
Anyhow, so I thought I'd throw that out there. I thought you guys appreciate that. Hey, Slick Rick, let's do one more quick update. I know things are changing over in Edmonton. Let's do Slick Rick Sports one last time. Brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B at checkout. What do you got?
The boys from Florida are making a liar out of me. They are
my goodness.
Smoking the Oilers. The Florida Panthers are up 4-1. This looks about as exciting as the NBA Finals. Looks like, barring a comeback, it's going to be Florida going up 3-0 with a commanding control of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. And just like the NBA, we're going to have 2 series, best of 7. They're going to be up 3-0. And, it's going to be all over, but the crying. So we'll see what happens with that. And Game 4 would be on, I believe, Saturday evening in the NHL. So let's get to a couple other scores real quick. Baseball, we have the Red Sox pounding the Phillies 9-3 in the top of the 9th. Bottom of the 8th, Twins over the A's 6-2. No score, Angels and Diamondbacks just underway. Bottom of the first there. White Sox and Mariners, no score as well. Top of the second. Braves down the Orioles 6-3. The Tigers top the Nationals 7-2. Royals lost to the Yankees. Yankees actually, Royals beat the Yankees 4-3. Check that one. Cardinals 4-3 over the Pirates. Sorry, Rick, I don't want to get you too excited. Yeah. Rays 3-2 over the Cubs. The Mets won today. What do you know? An epiphany. 3-2 over the Marlins and Rangers and Dodgers. That'll be a 10-10 first. But just want to get to one story. Talk about a guy who's totally full of baloney, and that would be your favorite mayor from New York. Eric Adams calls for Nathans to squash this beef with Joey Chestnut. Stop being such weenies. Chestnut was barred from this year's contest after endorsing a rival vegan wiener brand. Scott Thompson of Fox News, zip through this quick. As it stands, this year's Nathan's hot dog eating contest will be without the man who has won it 8 straight years. We should just boycott it this year. It's a joke. I'm looking forward to the Kobayashi match in September. It all revolves around Joey Chestnut there endorsing rival of Nathan's Impossible Foods, which launched a vegan wiener recently. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is among those that wish to see Chestnut in his usual location on the 4th of July, consuming hot dogs as he vies for a 9th title. Adams wants to do something about it. Stop being such weenies, he posted on X, poking fun, no pun intended, at the hot dog contest itself. It would be impossible to have this year's Nathan's famous international hot dog eating contest without you. Listen, it's impossible to go into New York City anymore, you moron. Stop worrying about weenies and start worrying about cleaning up our downtown. And anyway, but that's all, folks, in sports.
They'll probably just get pushed in front of a subway train anyway. He should just stay away.
God. They would have rolled him right out on a hot dog bun, that cat. Man. That's a wrap.
All right. Well, wow. That Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, it's final, all right.
It could be. It could be all wrapped come Saturday night. So we'll see what happens. I guess you got what? 1 minute, 3 minutes left in the second. Yeah. A full third period to go. Doesn't look good.
It's over.
All right. Kevin Downey Jr., once again, thank you so much for joining us. You can follow him online. Go to KevinDowneyJr.show.com. That's KevinDowneyJr.show.com. And if you're listening to a show on Monday, Slick Rick, our own very special Slick Rick, will be his guest. So check that out when you get a chance. Once again, we thank you for watching. As always, we salute our military, active and retired, first responders, EMTs, firefighters, police, everybody serving on the front lines of Border Patrol, everybody who works so hard to make our lives that much better. Thank you so much. In the booth, we got Aaron, we got Fran. Over here, Slick Rick and Kevin. And, of course, you guys at home, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night, Friday night, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice. See you tomorrow. Peace.